Today's topic, how to get him to propose. Today I want to share specific techniques with you, or let's say specific little tricks that will help you to get your man proposed to you. But I also have a few tips for you that you might not want to hear, but that are so important, at least from my experience as a dating coach. Because if you do what most women do when it comes to expressing their desire that he should finally propose to them, then you will not only put him in a situation where he doesn't want to propose to you, but you might end up losing him. But if you instead follow the advice I share with you today, then he will not leave you, and instead he will want to propose to you. No, it's not that he will propose to you because he thinks, okay, I have to do it and I feel obligated to do it. But if you follow the advice that I share with you right now, he'll want to do it. And the first thing that you should do is to make sure that you are on the same page when it comes to marriage. And if you're already dating a guy, which you probably are, if you're looking for advice on how to get him to propose, then I want to ask you this question. Did you already talk about marriage? And I don't mean this in the sense of, hey, I would like to get married one day. And he doesn't respond and you just assume, oh yeah, he liked that too. I want you to ask yourself this question in the most serious way possible. Did I talk to him about marriage? And did I talk to him about marriage in a way that communicated to me very clearly that he wants the same? This is so important. I've coached so many women who've been in these situations where they wanted their partner to propose just for them to find out that he never wanted to get married in the first place. That's why I always say when you are on a date with a guy, talk about these things on the first date, second date, but the latest on the third date, because you want to know if you are compatible, if you want the same things in life. And a man who doesn't want to get married is not worse than a man who wants to get married. And of course also the other way around. Both are choices that he can make and that you can make. You can choose that you want to get married or that you don't want to get married. Both are valid choices. But it's on you to communicate in the first date, on the second date, or if you haven't talked about it yet in your relationship, to do it tonight, if you are on the same page. You should never expect the other person to do something just because you want to do it. Or let's say it like this, you should never expect the other person to want to do the same or to have the same desire and the same idea of their future just because you have this idea. Too many women avoid this topic because they are afraid that the man will run away. But let me ask you this question. Isn't it better when a man runs away early on the second date than if he runs away 2 years in the relationship because you then find out that, oh shock horror, he never wanted to marry you? I mean, hey, it's way better if you talk about this on the first date, the second date, where you say, hey, you know, one day I dream about getting married. And if he then wants the same as you, perfect. You never have to worry about this again. So make sure that you are on the same page when it comes to marriage. And then test the waters with "I'm such a good wife" comments. For example, when you massage him a little bit, or when you cuddle him, or when you prepare dinner, just say something along the lines of "I'm such a good wife, you know, don't you see that I'm a good wife? Hey, you have to admit it, I'm such a good wife." And always whenever it comes to these techniques, or let's say these little tests that I share with you in this episode, always remember to closely observe his reaction. If he kisses you and he says, "You're the best wife ever," that's a very good sign. But what if he reacts like this? Okay, that's weird. Then you have a problem. And another thing you can do is to tell him about your friend's boyfriend and how he proposed to your friend. And of course, if you have a friend whose boyfriend just proposed to her, that's even better. But even if you don't have such a friend, maybe you want to invent a story just to test him, see how he reacts. If he shows excitement for the fact that a guy proposed to his girlfriend, that's a good sign. If he says to you, "Oh, that's so strange, I don't know, I don't understand the reason of marriage, I will never get it. Why should you propose?" Then you know that you don't want the same. And then you should make the decision for yourself that works for you. Because if you really want to get married, if marriage is important for you, then you don't want to waste more time in a relationship with a man who does not want to get married. And no matter if you want me to help you to get out of a relationship with the wrong guy so that you can finally make room for the right guy who wants to marry you, or if you want me to help you to get the right man to propose to you and to marry you and to fall even more in love with you. If you want to work with me, then you can click on the second link in the description and find out more about Skype coaching with me. And then simply ask him, just imagine if you would get married, what would your wedding be like? His reaction will reveal the truth. Does he want a simple wedding? Does he want many guests? No matter what kind of wedding he wants, these are still details that you can talk about later, but this already shows you that he wants to get married. And if he loves you and he wants to get married, then it's just a matter of time until he will propose to you. But what if he says, I don't want a wedding, I don't want to get married? Then you know that he will never be the right guy for you, and then it's really time that you work with me on finding the right guy after you got over this man. But what if you have the feeling that he's the perfect guy for you? And what if you are dating a man who's very financially successful? Now I want to share a technique with you, or let's say now I want to share a specific action step with you. That's so important, but you might not like to hear it. A lot of my Skype coaching clients didn't like this idea when I first shared it with them. But when I then explained the reason behind it, it made perfect sense. And recently I had a Skype coaching with a woman who used this exact technique to get her man to propose to her. And she was dating a very successful man, and now she's the fiancé of a very successful man. And here it is. Make the first move when it comes to the prenup. So many men are afraid that women see it as a bad sign when they suggest a prenup. But so many men, especially successful men, want a prenup. And that's something that I have to honestly tell you, even though you might not like to hear it, especially from me. But I'm very successful in business, and I would never in a million years get married without a prenup. Even though you might be saying, oh, that's so unromantic, but my girlfriend knows that I would never marry without a prenup, and she totally understands it, because I don't want to put myself in a position where I could easily lose 50% of my assets. And the same is true for your man, especially if you are dating a highly successful man. I mean, if you're dating a man who makes the same amount of money as you, or he makes even less than you, then of course this would be completely paranoid behavior. Whoa, we need a prenup so that I'm safe, oh, my assets. I mean, then it's just paranoia. But what if you date a man who is highly successful and who earns a lot more than you? Then it would be foolish from him to marry you without a prenup. And here's why this is so effective. If you show him that you want a prenup with him, you basically communicate to him that you want to protect his assets, that you care so much about him, that you love him so much, that you want him to protect his assets. And this, for successful men, is the ultimate sign of love, if you like it or not. But I promise you one thing, if you're dating a successful man right now, and you suggest that you get a prenup so that his assets are secured, he will propose to you faster than the roadrunner can say meep meep. And then shower him with love every day. Write him little I love you notes. Let him know how much you love him. Be affectionate, cuddle him, kiss him. Actions speak louder than words, and if you show him with your actions how much you love him, the more he will fall in love with you. And then you make him devoted to you, because devotion is an even stronger emotion than love. And if you want to find out how you can make the man that you are in a relationship right now, the man who you want to marry, and the man who still hasn't proposed to you, devoted to you, and you make him so devoted to you that he will propose to you, then you can click on the link in the description and watch this video till the very end. And if you use the devotion sequence in the exact same way as you learn it if you click on the link in the description and you watch this video, he will be way more likely to propose to you, because then he's devoted to you. And when a man is devoted to you, then he wants to spend the rest of his life with you. And make him miss you so, so bad. For example, when he's on a business trip, or when you are on a business trip, or when he's visiting his family, or you are visiting your family, let him know that you are waiting for him. And then when he gets home, or when you get home, be super affectionate and show him what he was missing during the time when he was away. And another test that you can make is to watch proposal videos on YouTube with him and just observe his reaction. Let him know how cute you think they are. Let him know how amazing you think these proposals are, and tell him about your dream proposal, and then simply observe his reaction. His reaction will tell you more than 1,000 words. And then the last tip I want to share with you, a tip that's from me strategically very bad to share with you, because now you might hate me for sharing it, but I want to help you, and you saving your relationship and you having a fulfilling relationship and eventually a fulfilling marriage is way more important for me than whether or not you like me. But this advice is absolutely crucial. Never pressure him to propose to you. If you, for example, say something like, I only stay with you if you propose to me. You have 2 years to propose. This is extremely toxic behavior. And it's not based on true love. That's as if he would say, if you don't do this for me, I will leave you. How does this feel? Honestly, ask yourself, how does this feel? Is this based on love? Not at all. It's based on I want something, and if you don't want the same, then you have to do it anyway. And this only leads to proposals that are based on pressure, not on love. This leads to dishonesty, and it doesn't lead to a happy marriage. Let him really be sure. Give him the time he needs to be sure, because then he wants to do it, and he doesn't just do it because you want him to do it. And then his proposal is based on real love. And then you will not only have a happy relationship, but also a happy marriage. And if you want to work with me on improving your relationship, on getting the man of your dreams, on making the man of your dreams, if you already got him, propose to you, and on keeping the man of your dreams, then you can click on the second link in the description or go to gethimkeephim.com/Skype and find out more about Skype coaching with me. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. And leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.